Welcome back to On Deck Circle Podcast. I am your another year older host, Nick Z, fresh off of my 32nd birthday. How many days ago? Let's call it May 25th. So, like a week ago, let's say. I'm feeling great. I'm in my physical prime. If I was a baseball player on my fantasy team, I'd say I'm old because as soon as you see that 30-year-old age, you're done. But fortunately for me, I work a nice cube job, and I'm in my prime. So me on the keyboard is fantastic at my age 32 season, and I am ready to continue to do that. But Jason, how are you on this fine evening?
Happy belated birthday, Nick. I'm
Thank
great.
you.
We finally have an 85 sunny day here in Chicago. It's been bizarre. I don't want to bring up the weather like it's like so contrarian, but it's the only
Yep.
thing that's been going on in the city because it's just I've been ripped apart of NBA playoffs are coming to an end.
Yep.
NHL playoffs are coming to an end. We're soon to be a single sport of the year,
Yep.
which is great because it's baseball and I love baseball. But I love having that. I've been really enjoying these playoffs lately. So
Yeah. My sabbatical from the NBA is continued. I am being a sore sport and not participating in the NBA playoffs. But that's
Okay.
neither here nor there because it is time for my favorite question, my favorite time of our show, the cold open question of the week. And Jason, I don't know if you're really ready for this one because I tried to think of one that I definitely haven't asked because we do this so often that I feel like I
Yep.
do overlap a bit. But I'm gonna get very granial, I guess you would say.
Okay.
I want it's yeah, okay. I want you to tell me, is there ever something that you and your wife disagreed about, right? Obviously, we're not talking anything crazy here because this is a family show. And you eventually changed so you get your way, and it is clearly the best way, and it makes your life so much, it makes everyone's life easier. All right, Jason, three,
Yep.
2, 1, go. All right, Jason. I saw you smiling as I was asking this question, so I have a feeling something immediately clicked in your head, and so I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, I mean it's just a daily occurrence in my house.
Yeah.
Every day I'm just like, no, I'm right, you're wrong,
Yep.
and it just goes my way every time. No, I'm just
Every
kidding. But that's tough because it's like one of those things like that I can't really think of a specific time, but like my wife gives me a hard time on parking, like where to park in a parking spot, like in a parking lot. Thinks that
oh,
I'm too like I park way out. I don't park like close. Like
yep.
I'd rather park like where there's spots on both sides, like open spaces
Yep.
on both sides, and
You're
with
just
kids, I
being
mean,
careful.
it's like yeah, exactly. So I mean, that's probably the best example I can come up with. It just happens too often to come up with a specific response.
All right. So clearly I have something locked and loaded for this.
Yeah.
I even have a prop, Jason. Okay.
Okay.
This I'm glad it's kind of June in the baseball season because this is going to be a little long. So in my bathroom, I've lived with my wife for 3 apartments, maybe 5 years. We have had the same above toilet storage for that
Okay.
whole time. I'm just gonna grab it.
You're just gonna walk away. Okay.
It's, so
Yep.
it's this.
Yep.
Okay.
Very common. A very
Yes.
common
So this is going to be, so pretend this is the seat, right?
Yep.
Every single time, whenever I lift the seat to pee, it would lean up against this and fall and fall and fall. So
This is great. This is great podcasting, especially for people that are on audio only. This is great because I mean they are getting a full show on. So you replaced it
for my birthday. My wife said, "What do you want?" And I said, "I want a new thing to go above the toilet."
Yeah.
Go, great. I get one, put it together, doesn't fucking fit. Then I order another one. Fits like a glove. It's a delight. I can pee like I'm still instinctively holding the seat up.
Yeah.
Because geez, I would like have a couple drinks. I'll go pee and it's just falling. I'm like, oh, or like wake up in the middle of the night, go pee, and like it just falls and I got piss everywhere.
See, now I know for sure that you've turned 32 because you asked for your birthday. Yeah. Some form of like decor or appliance or something to better your home life versus like, hey, let's go out for
my overall experience here. And what's so funny is obviously my friends would never say anything because it would be rude to be like, dude, what the hell? I sent a picture and they were all like, let's fucking go. They were all pumped. So that's my small victory. I, however, now have another built above toilet console in my basement because I couldn't return it. They did refund me, which was great. But I was like, I'm not going to take this apart and put it back in the box. Yeah. So I guess we'll talk some baseball now. That's about my.
This isn't the This Old House podcast. We're gonna put the home decor talk aside. Talk about some baseball here. It's it's been about 2 months, maybe about a third or a quarter of the way through the season. I think it's a good time now to bring up some of the players and performances that we are most surprised or shocked about, whether that be good or bad. We'll get into some of these guys and surprises that we have talked about here lined up. But before we do so, it's a little bit of breaking news that happened over the weekend, actually on Sunday night, and that is Jack Caglione, the Royals' #1 prospect, was called up. Caglione's only 22 years old, currently hitting or slashing .322, .389, .593 with 15 home runs, 56 RBIs in only 50 games between Double and AAA, which I think makes a little bit of yolk on my face here. I think last episode we talked about prospects and which ones we should stash. And I said that Jack Caglione would not be up anytime soon, probably most likely not till September. And here we are just a week later, 2 weeks later, and they're calling him up. I think we'll just segue this really quickly, too. I think one of the biggest shockers is Jack Caglione is in the majors before Roman Anthony.
Yep. I was going to do like a look at this, a team that's fielding their best players. What's funny is, so the Royals aren't like crazy good this year. They're not bad by any means.
Right.
But this is the move. Like they're 2 games over 500. They're 8 games out of first place. It's fine. Like it's impossible to be in last in that division when you have the White Sox there. But yeah, this is great. It's a team that easily nobody would have even thought them about it if they waited for the J2 deadline, which I didn't know. Yeah, which I didn't know, or the Super 2. Whatever. Okay. I didn't know that that we don't find out the date until the off season or something like that. I don't know. I saw a Chris Clegg tweet about it, and it was like the last 4 years it's been this week. So like we don't know that date until after it happens. So for the Royals to do this seemingly before that date is kind of crazy, just because like if it's only a week away,
Yeah.
just wait it out. I mean, like you're not. It's nice to see, but also I'm kind of like, like nobody was like the streets are hot right now for Roman Anthony here in Boston, and like
I'm
they're
sure.
and these are guys that don't even know who Roman Anthony is. Like this isn't like a crazy like prospect heavy city. We're very much like a this guy's good. So I'm very interested to see how Jack does. We saw Nicholas Kurtz. I said the full name just in case, and he seemed to struggle. Then he started to figure out. Now he's on the DL. But yeah, I loved Cags coming out of college, so I'm very interested to see how this translates. And I'm pissed about Roman Anthony.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think about, they're probably going to slot him in, I'm assuming, at DH. I don't think, they got Pasquantino there at first. So I don't think they're going to bump him. I'm guessing DH duties. I know they put like Jonathan India a lot of times at DH, which I'm sure he'll either, grab some pine or slide over to third or second. But I'm assuming he'll get a lot of DH duties here at the beginning. It also helps with the young rookies to just give them at bats versus playing the field as well. So
Yeah,
definitely,
and
if you can get him in any of your leagues.
yes,
I know
grab him
yesterday,
down.
yeah, yesterday was a huge, like NFBC. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure some people drafted him, but he couldn't even pick him up on Sunday night because he hasn't even made an appearance yet.
So next Sunday is going to be that waiver text is going to hit, and
Yep.
I'm just going to throw it all.
Yeah, I might have to do the
Like
same.
it's
I'm pretty in middling results right now in my TGFBI, and I got like $550 left. We're almost at that halfway point. You're definitely at the halfway point of no return, right? At some point in like late July, August, there's just like you're stuck within those like 10 to 25 spots. Like there's no more climbing at that point. Like you're kind of just in that realm of spots. And there's only like a month left of the season. So yeah, we're almost at the halfway point of you need to make a move now and make it or never make it. So I'll be curious to see what he goes for in most TGFBI leagues next week.
yeah, I'm pretty excited just because what's the Italian breakfast? Vinny Pasca
Yeah.
was struggling and he's figuring it out. So I'm curious to see how the lineup looks where Cags fits in there. Are they going to throw him right to the Wolves at like 5, or are they
Right.
going to do the old like let's put him 7-8 and let him kind of climb the way up?
Yep.
And honestly, the way that Christian Campbell's been playing, the rookie of the year is wide open.
Yeah.
I think this could be a dark horse to win rookie of the year as well.
I mean, there's another guy we'll talk about here in a little bit that has a good, strong case to make the rookie of the year too. But yeah, it's definitely not like a one horse track right now. There's plenty of options for the rookie of the year. But little notes there on some breaking news. Let's get into some of these guys here about our biggest shockers. And I think I'll start with my guy because I think to me one of the biggest shockers of the year so far, and that's my boy Pete Crow-Armstrong of the Chicago Cubs. I mean, some would argue the legitimate MVP candidate, Pete Crow-Armstrong, currently slashing 280, 313, slugging 560, 19 stolen bases, which is the third most in baseball, 51 RBIs, ranks second most in baseball behind only Judge, 15 home runs is the sixth most in baseball. He's got a 3.4 WAR on Fangraphs, which is the third best in all of baseball, and he's actually ahead of Ohtani right now. Just playing out of his mind. And I thought, at the beginning of the season, like, oh, this could just be like a little bit of a hot streak, but no, he has been on fire, both home and away. Continues to hit for a good average. He was like 3 for 4 on Sunday, scoring runs, hitting home runs, stealing bases. He's already got 15-15, and he's basically already almost to 2020 already, and it's June 2nd. So I think the biggest surprise to me is both not just we knew the defense was going to be there, we knew the speed was there, but to see the power of 15 home runs through 2 months of the season is insane. He's on pace for, almost 40 home runs, and basically on pace for 40-40 at the moment. But to me right now, he is my biggest surprise. And I just thought about now, I was going to check to see we can maybe play a little game of what his ADP was prior to the season.
Ooh, okay.
Give a little guess here. Let me put these. Let me bump this information up here. All right, we'll go to March 24th. I think the season was March. Remember when that series? Whatever. We'll do March 24th. I don't remember when that Tokyo series was, but it was something like. Okay, go ahead and take a guess on where Pete Crow-Armstrong was being drafted.
160.
That high, you think? Actually, pretty good guess. He was being drafted at 132. So,
okay. I'll take that.
Higher than I expected, actually. But I think a lot of that was the steals, right? The steals kind of give him a little bit of a boost. Yes. Everyone saw that he has the steals. He was getting the playing time. But still, outside the top 100, and you're getting top 5 return on your investment right now is a huge, huge jump.
He's going to be a league winner for sure. Just even we did a redraft of 3 orphan teams, and you got him pretty late.
I got him very late. I know, again, it was only 3 of us picking, but I want to say it was probably my 25th or 30th pick in that the redispersal draft.
Yeah, it was a pretty big. Yeah, no one saw this guy. I don't even think you could find someone that even thought that. Everyone thought PCA was a good player,
right?
But it was a 15 homer, 30 stolen bases, which is still amazing. But this is crazy, and he's got the cool hair. I'm all in. I love this guy.
He's almost got, I don't know how much Cubs baseball you watch, but when he hits home runs, he's got a little bit of that Money Manziel going around the bases.
Okay.
Yeah, he goes around the bases and he gives a little Money Manziel sign. So it's pretty swaggy.
Yeah, he's pretty swaggy for a white boy, not a ginger, but ginger vibes.
Yeah. albino or something.
Yes, he's just super white.
Yeah. But yeah, no, to me right now, that's been my biggest surprise of the season, just to see it not only happening, but these are if you looked at his numbers at the end of the year and be 15 home runs, 19 stolen bases. What a great year from PCA. It's not even the All-Star break. It's June 2nd. Yeah. He already has those numbers.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, definitely curious to see where this goes from here. I almost wanted to tag team it with the RBIs because both him and Seiya Suzuki already have over 50 RBIs. I didn't see the Seiya Suzuki thing happening yet either so far. I guess that's what happens when you have guys like Kyle Tucker and other people in front of you getting on base at an insane rate. But both him and Seiya Suzuki have 50-plus RBIs. It's PCA, Seiya Suzuki, and Judge. Those are the 3 that have 50 RBIs already. You would never have guessed that. All right, let's go on to another guy here. Talk about one of your guys that you're most surprised about, and that's Yamamoto.
Yeah, this is someone that, of course, he lost last night, on TV. But I am so impressed with how good he's been. And honestly, he was great last year. And I feel like my opinion on him was just his early starts. And I just kind of forgot about him. Not forgot about him, but just kind of chalked it up to he's fine. But his numbers are ridiculously good. And we're talking Cy Young here. And I'm very interested to see how the second half goes. Currently with the 2.3 ERA, 6 wins. WAR actually pretty low, which is 1.8. I don't know if that's if there's a reason why it's like that, but
the pitchers take longer to
exactly.
rack up the
he only went 3.2 innings last night, So not the best time to talk about him. But yeah, he's been giving me quality starts. He's striking people out. He's just really impressing me. And honestly, I don't want to make this a Roki thing, but I'm making this a Roki thing. And I think Roki Sasaki is going to be fine because I feel like if you asked me about Yamamoto this time last year, I'd be like,
Mhm.
yeah, like, nah, I'm out. But
Yeah.
definitely someone that next year I'll be looking to draft because he was someone that I was like not out on, but I was going to let other people pick. So definitely someone I'm looking forward to watch. He's still only 26, like he's still
Yeah.
so young. So yeah, impressed. Definitely Cy Young candidate.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it a couple times before. It is one of those things that, a lot of these guys that come over from Japan, it just takes a lot of time to transition the game, right? Like Yamamoto came over last year, pitched really well, just had a lot of in health and injury concerns. Couldn't stay on the diamond. Only pitched in like 90 innings last year. All of those 90 innings were really good and really successful. This year, we're already seeing him. He's already at 70 innings pitched. He's staying healthy. He's kind of adjusted to the Western world. He's maybe found his favorite sushi spot or his favorite ramen spot. You know what I mean? Like these things take time. We see it across the board with a lot of these international guys. Jung Hoo Lee last year. I mean, don't get me wrong. Last year he missed almost all the season with an injury, but
Yeah.
Seiya Suzuki that I just talked about, he kind of just like middling results this first year and a half, 2 years, and then now here to really taking off here again. It just takes these guys, and like you said, I think Roki will be fine. He's dealing with some injuries as well. It could be just I don't know what it is. It's these guys just kind of have a hard time transitioning over. So, like I said, these people they're human beings. They're transporting their lives and their life all across the globe to a whole new area, and they're here for 8-9 months out of the year. So it just takes some time for these guys to settle in, and I really like to see out of Yamamoto this year. More so, just being available and staying healthy. Everyone wanted to write him off last year, and I think his ADP dropped a ton this
Yeah.
draft season because of that. Everyone was concerned about the injuries from last year, and as of right now, he's not even being dodgered. They're not even maybe later on here in the end of middle of dog day summer, they might dodge him and put him on some phantom IL
Yeah.
stints here. But as of right now, staying healthy, pitching well, definitely a big surprise here to start the season off. Jump over here to one of my guys here, and it's going to be Jacob Wilson of the Athletics. I kind of hinted at this earlier about the AL Rookie of the Year. As of right now, he basically is the front runner for this position, as he was someone that was barely talked about in draft season. He was a top prospect, obviously, so dynasty. We knew about him, but any type of redraft, people were really. I mean, actually, let me pull up his. I think I still have that pre-draft ADP up here right now, and let's see what he was being. Guess what Jacob Wilson's ADP was this draft season?
320.
I would say not. You're really close again. 398.
Wow.
So he was basically not even being drafted in many of these leagues, especially your 10 and 12 team leagues. He was not even being drafted basically, and so far he's been insane. He's only a rookie still. Obviously, broke the lineup, opening day lineup for the Athletics. Currently has a 150 WRC plus, which is the 13th best in the league among all qualified hitters. He's got 80 hits already, which is second in the league only to Aaron Judge. He's only struck out 14 times, which is basically the least in the league if you take out Luis Arraez. Luis Arraez is like a cheat code. You can't really count his strikeouts because he's a freak. So other than Luis Arraez, his 14 strikeouts from Jacob Wilson is the best in the league for all qualified hitters. You sprinkle in his 7 home runs, his perfect 5 for 5 stolen base attempts. I mean, as of right now, he is by far the runaway AL Rookie of the Year. At one point, I think it was like probably a month into the season, he didn't even get into a 3-ball count. I want to say this is the second coming of Luis Arraez, but he has more power than Luis Arraez. So be on the lookout. There's no way he's available in anyone's league right now. But as of right now, Jacob Wilson is, aside from PCA, he's my second biggest shocker of the year so far. He's just been not going basically from an unknown in redraft leagues to being probably, like you said, to PCA, a league winner. I'd love to see some home runs some more. That I think a lot of, I don't know those splits, but I got to adventure or venture to say that a lot of those 7 home runs were in that Sacramento ballpark, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't have those splits.
Yeah. I don't think I knew he was a sixth pick in the draft.
Yeah, the one that
Like
just happened.
that's 2023.
Okay,
But still, like from Grand Canyon, like not like a crazy renowned program. So
right.
the guy always hit. And the hit tool is kind of one that always seems to translate. And yes, he is doing a lot in that park, but he is someone that he is going to be the guy you picked up on waivers in that first 2 weeks. Like it was like him or Kyron Paris. And
Yeah.
if you picked up Paris, you cut him. If you picked up Wilson, you're in first place.
Or if you drafted if you're one of those leagues that had like your draft like that last day or like that last weekend of the month of March, I think it
Yeah.
was announced that he was gonna open the year on the roster, and I'm pretty sure I saw his ADP jump up because he was like, it was gonna be Oakland's starting shortstop. So I think at that point
Yeah.
he did make that jump, but yeah, he was
357 is
unknown.
crazy.
What's that?
357 to hit
Yeah,
357. That's nuts.
yeah,
And what's even like 357 and an OBP to be under 400 is hilarious.
I know.
So the guy
He
just likes
does
to
not
swing the
walk.
stick.
He does not walk.
Yeah, which you kind of respect, but it's also funny because like when you think of these guys that don't walk or don't like to walk, you're thinking of like these free swingers that are hitting like 40 bombs. But no, just little 6'2" Jacob Wilson coming up to the plate, only swinging. So yeah, definitely a good one. Probably going to be someone that's ADP is going to be way too high next year, and this isn't a profile that like I would necessarily really covet, kind of like a Luis Arias. But yeah, maybe if he can get like another eligibility, that would be great as well. But he's a solid shortstop. I'm a
I
fan.
looked it up. He's not he's not taking he's doing good on both home and away splits. So it's not like he's like just hitting all his home runs.
Yeah.
He actually has more home runs away games. The average is almost identical between home and away. A little bit better actually home, but that's just because that park probably. But yeah, he's not like he's like going crazy on the splits on the home game. So just a legit hitter.
Yeah.
Did not see this coming.
No.
For a rookie to make the opening day roster and then just like continue to just not strike out and hit the ball all over the park. All right, before we continue here, talk about becoming a Fantasy Six Pack Pro member. You can do so by becoming or going to fantasysixpack.net/plans. Get tons of great content like all of our rankings, dynasty rankings, rest of season rankings, prospect rankings. You can get access to our Discord. You get tons of great custom advice in our Discord. You get tons of breaking news. We have a news channel and there's breaking news and prospects being called up. A lot of times I've taken advantage of those prospect news and run to the wire in some of those free-for-all leagues, and you can grab that guy before he's even, been basically out to the public of being called up. So if you want to get access and all those great things, become a member today at fantasysixpack.net/plans. This guy that we're going to talk about now, is your guy, but I was going to bring him up anyways. So you brought him up. Let's talk a little bit about Big Dumper and Cal Raleigh.
All right. I said some things about Cal Raleigh in the preseason. I said doesn't hit for average. Oh, he's going to hit a couple home runs, blah, blah, blah. Hand up. This is the second worst thing that I have ever contributed to the Fantasy Six Pack as a whole.
I did not think I was going to say that.
As in, he is so good and like I preach, love guys that just hit dingers.
Yeah.
But I tried to get cute here. I said, oh, he's going to hit in the low 200s. Do you know what he's hitting right now, Jason?
Before I can look it up, I'm going to say like 280.
264.
Okay.
OBP of 379. Almost has 30 home runs. He's sitting at 23 homers.
He had a 2 home run game last night, I think, or yesterday.
Yes. He's hit 4 home runs in his last 3 days.
Yeah.
Crazy. And they're tanks. I have no idea why I was so off on this.
In your defense, I'm not a big Cal Raleigh guy either, because like you said, he doesn't never has hit for high average. He does hit bombs, but like not to this extent. He's already about 2/3 of the way to his career best. So yeah,
it's crazy how whenever I look up, it's like Cal Raleigh home run, Cal Raleigh home run, Cal Raleigh home run, and look at those are bombs.
Yeah, look at some of these over here that like out here in the right field, down the right field line, and
he's awesome in MLB The Show. He's tanks in MLB The Show. Just no doubters. So, hand up, I was incredibly wrong about Cal Raleigh. Will I draft him next year? Probably not, because I'm not going to chase this. I'd rather just continue to draft like Ivan Herrera and call it a day. But wow, this was the one. He was the inspiration behind this, because I was like, oh, let's do biggest surprises. I'm just going to shit on my take that Cal Raleigh stinks.
And no, you were wrong. But like I said, he's not a guy that I ever target either. But yeah, he's a baller, man. He's continued to hit like over the last 4 years. His home runs have increased every year. Going back to 2022 when he hit, as of right now, a career low of 27 is his career low. He's already almost at that. And we're 2 months into the season.
Nuts.
All right. From Cal Raleigh, we'll talk about one of my guys here. This one shouldn't shock me. But for whatever reason, it has shocked me. Maybe because I have a couple shares of him this year, and that's Anthony Santander, now of the Toronto Blue Jays. That has just been god awful. Basically coming off of a career year last year where he hit 44 bombs and 102 RBIs last year. He's just been so bad so far this year. He's now landed on the IL. Maybe it'll help boost and turn him around, but he's slashing 179, 273. He's only slugging 304. We've seen his K rate increase from last year. His 18 RBIs this year only puts him on pace for 56 RBIs so far, which would be his worst since 2021 when he only played in 110 games. His WRC plus of 66 is the 13th worst among all qualified hitters. And again, he just hit the IL. So that goes to show you what Toronto thinks of him. They think there's something wrong with him, and they want to. He's been so bad. Like I said, only shocking because of the year he's coming off of. And this is why teams get burned, right? Like Toronto. They sign a big splash free agent coming off a career year in Baltimore, comes over to Toronto and is just stunk.
Yeah. Again, we shouldn't say we didn't see it coming, because it's just like a tale as old as time. This is like, it's just kind of like, oh yeah, he's not living up to the contract. Feel like him being in Toronto kind of like makes us kind of forget about it, because they kind of just don't really exist in our like sphere. They are in the Red Sox division, but like you don't think Anthony Santander when you think of Blue Jays. You think of Vlad, you think of Bo, you think of, I didn't even say Alejandro Kirk before I said Anthony Santander. But yeah, he's not someone that I would cut in redraft. Right. I would just not play him.
Yep.
Because it's kind of like, I feel like a couple years ago, Marcelo Zuna was just like very bad for like 3 months.
Yep.
And then just hit home runs.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the thing here too, is I think it just takes one good week for Santander to hit 25. Like, I wouldn't be incredibly surprised if he still hit 30 home runs,
Right.
just like,
Yeah.
or like 25.
Yeah. No, I agree. I have him a couple places. One of them being our shared dynasty a league. But prior to the year, his ADP was 85, and he was being
Yeah.
drafted ahead of outfielders like Cody Bellinger, Brian Reynolds,
Pete
Christian.
Crow-Armstrong.
Oh yeah, Christian Yelich, Riley Green, all these other guys I would much rather have at this point. That might be about the tier where he drops off, because then you got like Dylan Cruz and Ian Happ, but Randy Arozarena, yeah, no, that's crazy that he was being drafted ahead of some of those guys. And again, like GMs, us fantasy managers look at the 44. Everyone sees the 44 home runs last year and the 100 RBIs. Oh, now he's going to Toronto. Let's scoop him up. But yeah, that's been one of my shocking shockers so far this year is how bad Anthony Santander has been.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That was good.
Yeah, let's jump over to here. You're one of your guys now, and Jarren Duran of the Red Sox.
Yeah, and when I was doing my brief research before we got on here, I started looking at the numbers and I was like, oh, this actually isn't that bad. So he's batting 264, on base 312, 13 stolen bases, 4 home runs. But I think it's just not what I wanted. I just needed more here. The Savant page is not impressive at all. I think it was just more of looking for that PCA type profile to begin this year. Like, we're talking about a guy that he finished 8th in the MVP voting last year.
He went 20-30 last year.
Yeah, and so this is just kind of leaving a lot to be desired. Again, everyone's just like a hot week away. The Red Sox in general kind of been dumpster fire. I don't know if you saw today, just like random rumors about the Padres wanting Jarren Duran.
I did see that. I kind of questioned why would the Red Sox trade Duran? I think he's under control for another like 3 years or something. So that was kind of
he's in control until 28 through age 20 through season 2028.
Yeah, 3 more years. It's crazy. I don't know if they'd ever trade him. I mean, I wouldn't say he's untouchable, but yeah,
it would take a lot. But like, and then I saw that the next report was like DeVries or Salas will not be in any Duran trade. Well, then no. I don't want Salas anyway. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Wait, real quick. Not to go off on a sidetrack, like a side note here, but I'm assuming you're watching The Clubhouse on Netflix, or you've already finished it, maybe?
No, we watched the first episode and that's it.
Okay. So I've been watching some of it. I've been kind of slow to watch it because the difference between Clubhouse and Hard Knocks for me is I know what happened in Clubhouse. That happened all last summer. So it's not that intriguing to me. Some stuff is cool when you see like some of the stuff behind the scenes stuff. But I think the second episode, Jarren Duran's a pretty big focal point. Yeah, and I forgot that in his rookie year when he came up and just could not find the fly ball when the bases were loaded. I didn't even realize that was him. I didn't even realize that was him at the time. And now looking back at it, I'm like, oh my God, what a transformation. Anyways, that was my side note. Yes. Watch Clubhouse on Netflix, behind the scenes of Red Sox.
But yeah, so when I was really looking at this, he's not having a bad year at all. It's just more of like of what I needed and what I wanted.
We want to see him the next, even another step from 2024.
Exactly. So again, if he finishes the year 2030, great. Will he? Probably not. Yeah. But yeah, I think I think it's worse watching it than the actual numbers, if that makes sense. Like, I always feel like he gets up and like there's like 2 guys on and then he strikes out, like or something like that. That's just always seems to be the case. But yeah, so that's my homer, but like not a great homer take, I guess.
I mean, there could have been. I think, like you said, it's not a shocker that he's still doing really well. But what we expected from him, he's not meeting his expectations. So I think in that retrospect, it is a little bit of a shocker. So I get it. And like I said, when you watch it every night, it becomes a shocker.
Exactly. Yeah. Like Trevor Story. My God.
Oh, I almost brought him up, but then I was like, wait, we don't expect anything from Trevor Story anymore. So
Yeah.
why did I bring him up?
He is the epitome of bases loaded, grounds into a double play. He hit a home run like yesterday. But like I'm saying I want him DFA'd and just like done with. Oh, hold on. I have good news. We did not talk Marcelo Mayer.
Oh yeah.
He got called up. It's great.
Yeah. He was one of those guys we talked about last week, our last episode, and talked about how he would be up any minute now. And he was up like a week later.
Yeah, because Bregman died.
Exactly. All right, I got another little bit of a shocker here for us before we get out of here. And that, to me, is Luis Robert Jr., the Chicago White Sox.
This isn't a shocker, Jason.
It is, though, because here's what the shocker is. I mean, this is a little bit of a leading question, but do you know who leads the league in stolen bases?
Luis Robert. He's got like
exactly.
40.
Do you know what his on base percentage is?
Like 250.
Pretty close. He's on base of 270, but he leads the league in stolen bases. Make it make sense.
All right, so how many hits does he have?
He has 34 hits, and I don't have the walks on hand.
He has 34 hits and 21 stolen bases.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Make it make sense.
Base on balls. That's annoying.
Not only is it's not that shocking to me, only for the fact that I saw that, I heard that stat, and I was like, that shocked me beyond belief. That not only is he leading the league in stolen bases, but he's basically his on base percentage is the 12th worst in the league, and yet he still leads the league in stolen bases somehow.
Crazy. That is pretty crazy.
But yeah, that one I just wanted to bring it up. I don't expect much out of Luis Robert. He's kind of seen his stock fall between last year and this year.
He's going to get traded to the Dodgers and be unbelievable.
He is absolutely the epitome of getting traded this deadline for marbles. Go to somebody like the Yankees or the Dodgers and just go back to his 30-30 hitting. He'll put up 30-30 this year because he's already had 21 stolen bases. He'll put up 30 home runs the second half of the season.
He had 38 home runs in 2023.
He was a legit MVP. He was in the MVP talk in 2023.
That's crazy. Wow.
Like I said, I didn't. It wasn't shocked me that he's doing so poorly this year. It shocked me that he has 21 stolen bases on a 270 on base with 34 hits.
Yeah, that's wow.
All right, well, that's all I got. Those are my shockers so far this year. It's only been a quarter of the season. Anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here? Over the toilet storages or anything along those lines?
No, my wife left me for imagine if I just she left me for a week. She went to New York, visited her friends for a week, and I was disaster without her.
Please tell me you just rotted away and just like ate Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
The amount of MLB The Show that I played.
Yes.
I was disgusted with myself. I was like, I'm gonna take a 5 milligram gummy and just rot on the couch and play MLB The Show.
Hell yeah.
So that's all I got.
All right. Well, that sounds like a place to end it. We'll talk again next time.